A job seeker only answers questions but cannot ask any. You're welcome to another episode. We're still on Lagos weekend of Friday, January 26, 1990, page 7. Now we're going to fight a war. What war is it? Drug war. Drug war, DRUG. Mm. So fighting the drug war. This is it. Fighting the drug war. Then, is first is January 1st always the beginning of the year? An important question. Is January 1st always the beginning of the year? What do we have under? Onabiyi made commissioner of sheriff guards. Okay, this is also a Nigerian affair, solely a Nigerian affair for Nigerians, except maybe historians. For new viewers, I should show you the paper. To show you how the paper looked like. Lagos weekend. I appease witches and wizards. So, and we've gone as far as on page 6, and now we are on page 7. Many Nigerians, men, women, and even the young ones, have suffered over this thing called cocaine, and there appears to be no end in sight as yet. From time to time, they are arrested and taken to miscellaneous offenses tribunals trial. Okay. These men and women know that the crime involving cocaine carries heavy sentences, and they keep getting themselves involved. Hmm. Okay. What could be responsible? Yes, what could be responsible? Okay, quite recently, a, a youth, Mr. a youth, Mr. Guriola Mundera, Mr. Guriola Mundasuru, Mr. Guriola Mundasaru, staying in America, was jailed 12 years by the tribunal. He was caught with 634 grams of cocaine at the Murtala Muhammad Airport in Lagos. Yes, I think in Lagos, yes. Abuja was not there by then. I don't know if Abuja was there. I think that was in Lagos. He wept and sobbed and told, oh, the page is torn. He wept and sobbed and told, have, we can't read that part. Please look at it. Mhm. He wept and sobbed and told, okay, let's go. Why? To avoid it. No, no, okay. Let's go. Let's skip that. Why should people continue to have a bad name because of one crime? Dash cocaine. Because of one crime. Dash cocaine. Is cocaine the only money making commodity in the world? Is cocaine the only money making commodity in the world? Must we allow cocaine to destroy our youth? Question mark. To stay in jail for a year can be embarrassing. Talk less of 12 years. Talk less of 12 years. Is it not a waste of life? Can Nigerians learn by the mistakes of others? Can Nigerians learn by the mistakes of others? There are There are temptations around us. To be able to withstand temptations is honesty, and honesty leads to good life. Everybody likes cheap ways of making money, but such ways are equally dangerous. The French say dangereux, hmm, are equally dangerous. That is why we have to obey the laws of our land and comply with all the rules and regulations. If staying in America is not easy, then why not come back home where life may be comparatively better, at least for the poor man? Full stop. Nigeria is made for the Nigerian and America for the American. Hmm. Well, to plead that life is hard in America is not a plea for the immigration. Oh, the paper is often there. Let me see. I think I can get it. I can straighten it. It's not a plea for the immigration of any. Sorry, it's not a plea for the mitigation. I'm sorry. It's not a plea for the mitigation of any sentence. I'm sorry, viewers. It's not a plea for the mitigation of any sentence. The wisest course is not to get involved. That's all. Don't get involved at all. The plea that life is hard is just like saying that crimes must be committed because life is hard. Huh? The plea that life is hard is just like saying that crimes must be committed because life is hard. Okay. That sort of plea for that sort of plea, far from helping the accused, tends to annoy the tribunal. Yes, yes. No one is permitted to commit crimes because life is hard. Those who traffic in cocaine are not wise. They appear to be offending all known governments of the world. Sometimes they manipulate through the immigration of Nigeria, forgetting that they still have to beat the immigrations of other lands. In the process, they get arrested and go to jail for a very long time. Yes, if you can beat the immigration of your native country, maybe you know people there, maybe you can bribe them. What about the country that you are going to? At the airport there, do you know them? Do they know you? Good. Okay, for a very long time. Kennedy International Airport has all the gadgets for tracking down cocaine pushers. Full stop. So if a pusher beats Murtala Airport man, he is not yet through. He has to contend with Kennedy International Airport if he is bound for America. Nigerians, is this word? Oh, this paper is spelled. Pardon me, viewers. Nigerians, that any person, bound for, I can get this. Kennedy International Airport, that all the. It's important. He is not yet through. He has to contend with Kennedy International Airport if he is bound for Nigeria. Nigerians that please, viewers, bear with me. Maybe we have to fix our own words there, or I call what we can so that there are clever viewers who can fix words there. I don't know. Let's see. Nigerians that any follow from Nigeria is given a special treatment in Britain and then in America or Germany. Does it make sense? Okay. Nigerians that any fellow from Nigeria in given a special treatment in Britain and then in America or Germany. No, it doesn't make sense to me. But sorry, I can't read it well. The paper the paper is so bad. You can see how wrinkled it is. But I know clever viewers have already gotten the meaning of what I'm trying to read. Nigerians that Nigerians that flow from Nigeria in giving a sentence treatment in Britain and then in America. Okay, let's go on, please. Let's go on, please. Uh, during Sir Abubakar, during Sir Abubakar regime, during Sir Abubakar regime, Minister of State, Minister of State uh, were never, oh God, Minister of State, okay, Minister of State were never searched at our airports. Mm. The writer's name is by Marshall Kebi. Marshall Kebi, into brackets MOPN. That's the writer. Mm. Minister of State were, I think it should be ministers of state. Okay, Minister of State were not searched at our airports. Wives, girlfriends of military men were never searched. They were escorted into their planes by carrying guards. By carrying guards. Mm. But our immigration officials made it a policy to inform London or New York accordingly. Aha. But they had not been searched and could be searched because they were supposed to be they were supposed to be always they were supposed to be above the law in the country. As a result, they were searched thoroughly overseas. As a result, they were searched thoroughly overseas. One of them, a minister, had a most embarrassing time at the London airport. At the Lagos airport, he walked into the plane and searched. He walked into the plane and searched. The search has appeared twice. Okay. The immigration people sent a secret message to London. Eh? The immigration people sent a secret message to London, and the London immigration waited for him. Mm. And the immigration in Lo- secret message, and the London immigration waited for him with their trained dogs. A man go catch you, the dog will catch you. Yeah, man like you, minister. And the dog will catch you for London, no be man. Hmm? Okay. Uh, they are trained dogs. On arrival in London, trained dogs got him clean and clear. Short sentence. He was held. They got him clean and clear. And then three sentences. He was held. Hmm? When his Agbada, you know the Agbada, big, patakari, big counts. Okay. Clean and clear. He was held. Sir Abubakar, no, no, leave that place. Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was informed at once that his minister was in soup. Soup, the soup that we take, SOUP, that his minister was in soup. Maybe the Abubakar Balewa didn't even know about it. Maybe. When his Agbada was examined, London discovered that all hems and folds contained Indian hems. Mm? Contained Indian hems is capital, maybe various varieties of Indian hemp. Oh, India has a bad name. Why attach the name, associate the name India to this drug? Mm? Contained Indian hems. Sir Abubakar appealed to London to send the minister back to Lagos for his punishment. He reminded London that Nigeria had very good reasons with them. London was considerate. Full stop. The minister was sent back and lips closed all lips closed. But the minister was forced to resign his appointment, and London was duly informed about steps taken by the prime minister. Hmm. The matter was officially closed, and Nigerians began to gossip. Oh, you can trust people. It's not only Nigerians. You can trust people. And Nigerians, so let me say people, and people began to gossip. What happened in such, what happened, oh, the paper is so bad. What happened in this case? Happened in this case was that a minister could not be searched here. He was searched in London, where he had no influence, and made to eat the humble pie. And made to eat the humble pie. Mm. Um, there had been many cases like that, and the men were eventually arrested. You can imagine government officials. Hmm? You can imagine. Eventually arrested. This goes to show that an escape from the immigration in Lagos is no guarantee of total escape from danger. When a person plays with electricity, one day he will be he will be disciplined by the currents. Hmm? Okay. Electricity is a good servant, but never a good master. The temptation to get rich quick is killing our people. A minister, you earn more money than most people in your country. Most people. I can't estimate, maybe 100 people, 100 people's salary is equals your salary. And why carry such things? Hmm? So, the temptation to get rich quick is killing our people. Even the drug harms, even the drug, no, even the drug barons of Bolivia are not finding things easy in America. The drug barons of Bolivia are not finding things easy in America. The chances today are that a lot of trouble awaits them. Yes, I remember people like Pablo Escobar, they have been killed. Mm, okay. All those who dreamt of wealth through cocaine must change their ways because the way of cocaine is now an avenue to death. Good advice. Hmm? Uh, why should a young man spend 12 years of his life in prison? What does he hope to be? What does he hope to be after that long spell of punishment? What does he hope to be after that long spell of punishment? I often thank God that although I have no money as such, I have liberty, and that is a great honor. It is to maintain that liberty that keeps me cocaine free. Full stop. At least at my age, at least at my age, I cannot afford a day in prison. Hmm, I cannot afford a day in prison. Uh, I will use every moment of the rest of my life in the praise of my God. If money does not come to me the honest way, let it go to others. Ah, I love that. If money does not go to him in the honest way, let it go to others. I love that sentence. Hmm? I will continue to manage as best as I could. I have been managing all my life. I might as well continue to manage. Let me remind viewers of the writer again by Marshall Kebi, MOPN. So, Marshall Kebi, if you are listening, your good narrative is here being echoed. Well, continue to manage. I might as well continue to manage. When our young man, Goriola, was jailed 12 years, he shouted, "See what America has done to me." Oh, do I repeat it? When our young man, Goriola, was jailed 12 years, he shouted, "See what America has done to me." May I tell him that America did nothing to him, he did himself. Yes. It's the mind that is telling him that it's America that has done that to him. No, he did it to himself. Hmm? He wanted to be rich in America when he had no honest way to generate funds. That was why the whole exercise caught up in the in the gullet. You know, I don't know what is wrong with human beings. During that time, in the 80s and 70s, there was no problem with Nigeria. They had a lot of wealth. In fact, Americans were in Nigeria looking for money. All the foreigners in the world, in Nigeria you could find Indians, Americans, Japanese, South Africans, Arabs. Most of them were in Nigeria making money. Why do you take cocaine to go and sell and say America did it to you? It doesn't, it doesn't sound well. I was in Nigeria by then. Many Ghanaians were in Nigeria. Even cripples were being taken on in wheelbarrows, wheelchairs to Nigeria for money. Then you in Nigeria, in Nigeria, carrying cocaine to America to look for money when Americans were there looking for money. No good batch up. No good batch up. Hmm? Okay. In the gullet, gullet is spelled Gullet. There are millions of his countrymen who are struggling daily to make two ends meet. They have sap to contend with. Oh, I've forgotten the meaning of sap. Hmm? I've forgotten the meaning. You know, I've forgotten the meaning. The word is very, very much in my mind. Anyway, they have sap to contend with, and yet they struggle on. Hmm? This is the romance of life. It has been so before we were born, and it will remain so for long. It has been so before we were born, and it will remain so for long. Mm. I would say forever. A true citizen of Nigeria should stay in Nigeria if he has Nigeria full stop. If he has abroad, if he is abroad, sorry, if he is abroad, it should be it should be to acquire education, and then he should return home to face the realities of life. So if you go to Nigeria, not only Nigeria, all the African countries, if you go to abroad, you should go there to acquire knowledge and then come back to your homeland. And people have done it. Mm. I think that's the end of the writing. What's the next story? Is January 1st always the beginning of a year? Mm. I think I've said it to you before. Who is the writer? By Kayode Aina. By Kayode Aina. Okay. Uh, Christmas and the year have come and gone. I will not dwell much on Christmas because a lot had already been written on this from so many quarters. But I will briefly point out that the Christmas celebration ought not to be the fun jamboree as we have firmly turned it to be. Mm. It ought to be a period of sober reflection, yes, and to consider whether, for us to consider whether, after all, the period is not a curse to us rather than a blessing. He knows what he's talking about. With Namshi, I read it before and I remember it. I said this because to so many people today, it would have been better for them uh, not to have heard of or read the words of Jesus than for them to have disregarded it. Therefore, than for them to have to dis, than for them to have disregarded it thereafter. So he's okay. Here I will side with him. Mm. Jesus is separate, and then Christmas is separate. Mm. So if hear about Jesus is no strange thing, but acceptance of Christmas is what is bad, and I think you should have stuck to it. When you hear about Jesus, that is acceptable everywhere, even in the Quran. Mm. But the idea of Christmas is different, completely separate from the topic of Jesus Christ himself. Mm. Peace be unto him, alayhi salam. Uh, than for them to have disregarded it thereafter. The scriptures make it clear that to whom much is given, much is desired. So that full stop, so that it will be easier for a complete ignoramus to be saved than most people who prophesy Jesus today. Mm. Again, not in complete agreement. I'm not in a complete agreement. Okay. Having said that, and leaving you to think over it, I will now discuss the new year and how new it really is to us as individuals. Dash, or are we still just staggering? Or are we still just staggering along with others? Question mark. Unaware of it, most of us celebrate the new year twice in a year. The first is personal, while the second is general. Dash, or vice versa. However, however you grade them, you celebrate your birthday. However you grade them, you celebrate your birthday. Okay. Then there is here in thicker print. There it in thicker print. The point I'm making here is that most people have the wrong notion that January 1st marks the beginning of the year, dash, in relation to themselves. Full stop. I'm not saying that January 1st is no more the beginning of a year, of a new year. I'm not saying that January 1st is no more the beginning of a new year. Hmm? Sure, it is for earthly and material convenient reasons, but the spiritual reasons, but for spiritual reasons, it is not. For spiritual reasons, it is not. Okay. Uh, okay, okay, let me go back a bit. The first is personal, while the second is general, or vice versa. However you grade them, you celebrate your birthday whether you throw a party or I didn't complete that sentence before going to the thick printing. Thick print. Okay. Uh, Celebrate your birthday whether you throw a party or not is not important. The important thing is that at a particular time of the year you were born, and that marked the beginning of your existence on earth. Then, of course, this is the general, then, of course, this is the January New Year, unless this coincide with your birthday. Should I take that again? Then, of course, comma, this is the general January New Year, comma, unless this coincides with your birthday. The point okay, we've read that. The point I'm making here is that most people have the wrong notion that January 1st, okay, we've read that. I think there was some space there, so he made it here in thick print. Or should I read this thing? Okay, let me repeat it. The point I'm making here is that most people have the wrong notion that January 1st marks the beginning of the new year, dash, in relation to themselves. I am not saying that January 1st is no more the beginning of a new year. Sure, it is for earthly and material convenient reasons, but for spiritual reasons, it is not. I dared to use the word spiritual in two double inverted commas, and I use it very loosely with the hope that I will not be misunderstood. Full stop. Of course, I do not mean magic or witchcraft or any of the known and unknown spiritual acrobatics. Full stop. All I mean by spiritual is human nature. All I mean by spiritual is human nature. Of course, we all know that there is a difference between human beings and animals. And this difference owes not first lie, owes not first lie in the intellect. And this difference owes not first lie in the intellect. Okay, full stop. After some animals, After all, some animals are more intelligent than most human beings these days. Do you agree with that, viewer? I completely agree with it. Very, very completely agree with it because of the way we behave these days. The major difference is the core, the ego in man, and that that in animals. The major difference is the core, the ego in man and that in the animals. During the early days of childhood, human children develop from this animal stage, yes, to the spiritual human stage, where they become conscious of themselves and begin to develop their spirit. Yes, at birth, the human being is just like an animal, and when you are a toddler, you have to be very careful with your child. They might even go and dip their hands into fire. I did it before. Mm. Anything they pick on the ground, they put to their mouth. So at the beginning of human being, we are like animals. Until we grow up, they don't know what danger is. Never. But animals do. So in this case, even we are lower than animals at the beginning of our lives. Pardon me to say that. mm, of themselves and begin to develop their spirit. Uh, Paragraph. Having, dis- having digressed a little, I want to say that the celebration of a new year in our lives should be more meaningful. It is, it is usual for many people to make many earthly and material resolutions, into brackets, only to break them after, brackets closed, comma. But very few actually make any spiritual resolution. Yes, I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that. But spiritual, no. Mm, Okay. It is my strong belief that our existence on earth generally is not for nothing, just like our living our various states and homes to the place to this various place and various states and homes to this place is not for nothing. Full stop. Just like we have just like we have a mission in this town, we all individually have at least one reason for being on earth. Mm. Do not ask me what your mission is, because I am not even sure I know mine. Eh? But I'm not even sure I know mine. Okay, I know mine. Mm. Mine is to come one day to be on internet reading verses in the Quran and verses in the scriptures to mankind. Mm. Yes, he's right. I didn't know that when I began school. Eh? All I thought was to read science and then go and become a scientist, doctor, engineer, pharmacist, whatnot. But now I said that no, I was wrong. My mission is to read the scripture to mankind. Yes. So he's right. He's not sure if he knows this. I don't know my years back. Hmm? Okay. Do not ask me uh, because I'm not even sure I know mine. However, if you want to know, you can ask your creator. And since he cannot be contacted materially, since he cannot be contacted materially, the only way you can find him is by adjusting yourselves to his nature. Again, please do not misunderstand me. You can never find God, the Father himself. No, you can't. The Father himself, full stop. However, he has placed his will in creation. And if you find his will, all in capital letter, his will, God's will, his will, if you find his will, you have found him. Yes. I love that. Mm. Out of his love and mercy, he had sent series of prophets and envoys to us with messages on how to fulfill our task on earth. Very good. Mm. Very good. Mm. These are contained in the various scriptures since mankind since mankind shut themselves out of paradise. Oh, it's a new sentence. I'm sorry. Scriptures full stop. Since mankind shut themselves out of paradise, they have become incapable of finding God simply. However, can they in their can they in their filth of sin recognize the purity and omnipotence of the Godhead? This question mark. There's a question mark. Even the scriptures have been variously mutilated, good, distorted, and falsified to satisfy human conceit and vanity. Yes, you see, this is a proof that the scriptures have been tampered with. mm, And an emperor can simply order that this should be done to the scripture. Mm. If the Israelis had a chance, they would have changed the scripture today. They did it before. And if they changed, they would have changed it further. I heard the Pope was attempting to change certain things in the Bible. Mm. Okay. Mutilated, distorted, and falsified to satisfy human conceit and vanity. It has become a bitter struggle to find the supreme Godhead. I therefore strongly believe that the best resolution anyone can take is to understand this struggle, no matter when the resolution is taken. Whether it's taken New Year or uh, January or February or no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's taken. It could be on your personal New Year, into brackets, your birthday, or the general New Year, the New Year's Day, brackets close. It is only then that you have stepped on the road that will lead you to the recognition of your mission and its fulfillment. Full stop. Otherwise, all your existence and achievements on earth will be in vain. I don't know if this little piece is important. Onabi made commissioner of sheriff guards. Okay, this is solely a Nigerian affair. This is it. Onabi made a commissioner of sheriff guards. Alhaji Sule Onabi, the name is under. Alhaji Sule Onabi. The late chairman of Association of Friends, ASSO in brackets, ASSO, Association of Friends. The late chairman of Association of Friends, Alhaji Suleiman Onabiyi, and two other members of the organization are now commissioners of Sheriff Guards of Nigeria. Did I say the late chairman? I'm sorry. I think I said the late chairman. Good man, I can't remember. Okay, let me take it again. The life chairman, yes, the life chairman of Association of Friends, ASSO, Alhaji Suleiman Onabiyi, and two other members of the organization are now commissioners of Sheriff Guards of Nigeria. The two other members are Alhaji Fatai Irawo and Alhaji Musibao Ali Bioshu. Paragraph. A statement by the Sheriff Guards of Nigeria during the week said the three officials would formally take the title at the ceremony in ceremony in Oningunfu Community Hall. I can't read well. I think it is Oningun, Aningungbo. Pardon, the Europeans may know this very well. Onigungbo Community Hall, Ija Ola, Ija Ola, Ija Ola Street, sorry, Ija Ola Street, Onigbongbo, Ija Ola Street, Onigbongbo, Maryland, tomorrow. Chief Sheriff Guard, Comrade Lukman F. Comrade Lukman F. Kalijaye indicated that the ceremony will kick off at 11 a.m. with Lagos State Commissioner Mrs. Dipo Ogun Mrs. Dipo Oguntulore as chief guest of honor. Fathers of the day expected at the ceremony include the Osolo of Isolo, Oba Yekini Guluba, and the Olu of Mushin, Oba Fatai Aileru. That's all. And those many ceremonies, parties, and everything. In Nigeria, then, if you were 21 and you didn't organize a party, then you were not a Nigerian woman. I tell you, the money was there, flowing. And any small party, you could come from anywhere. Just go and sit down. Nobody knows you. Sit down, you eat and drink. You see why Ghanaians like Nigeria? There was money, plenty of money. If you see people gather anywhere and there is food and drink, go. Nobody will tell you get up and go. They will serve you well. You eat and drink and enjoyment. All right. That's just by the way. Nigeria was a rich country. Unfortunately, well knows what happened. Even Ghana was a rich country because the Nigerians were here in their numbers. And many Ghanaians don't know they are of Nigerian origin. Some know, some don't know. Because they slept with our women en masse. We don't know it today. Anyway, thank you very much. Ila Lekai. Bye bye. May God bless you all.